Oh man, I'm gonna just check my audio real quick, make sure everything's working properly. It is. Oh, well, what do you say, huh? What do you say? Trying to put into words how I feel right now is a bit of a fool's errand because the Jags lost again to the Houston Texans for the ninth straight time. Every year since 20, or no, more than that, 18, 19, 20, 21. No, nine in a row. 13-6. Hold on a second. I was debating if I was going to make a video right now. Usually after losses, I don't like to do that. For a lot of reasons. One, you're emotional, you're anger, rage, pissed off, whatever words you want to use, right? That's how I feel right now. And be fucking frank about it. That's a game you can't lose. That's a game. It's a game the 2020 Jags lose. The 2019 the Jags. The Jacksonville Jaguars of the last 20 fucking years loses. This was supposed to be different. We had the awesome victory at Los Angeles, blow the Chargers out, looking like a real team. We shut out the Colts, which was fucking great. Hell yeah, go Jags, baby. And then last week happened. You know what? Fine. I was in a good mood after last week, despite the loss. I understood. Philly, one of the best teams in the league. Gonna be tough to beat them. We beat ourselves in a lot of ways, but hey, you know what? One game is one game. No doom and gloom for me. I wasn't going that route. Things had to be fixed. We got Houston next week. Beat Houston. We'll be back on the train. And then this game happened. The Jags looked awful in this game. Offensively, at least. Defensively, they weren't bad. What the fuck happened in 2 weeks? So actually, since the moment they went 14-0 and we're driving again against Philadelphia, Trevor Lawrence missed a wide open Jamal Agnew, easy touchdown, easy pitch and catch. Should have been, right? That would went up 21-0. Ever since that moment, the Jags have scored 29 points total between the two games. They scored 6 today. They miscues like crazy. Stupid mental errors. Come on, Trayvon Walker. What are you doing on 3rd and 20, man? You jumped off sides, whatever, and then you throw the quarterback down? Of all people to throw down like that, you throw the quarterback down? I get you're a rookie and stupid shit happens. Stuff like that, man. Cannot do it. Drops like crazy. And then when they weren't dropping balls, Trevor was missing them anyway. Trevor Lawrence looks like shit. He does not have any confidence out there at all. He lost it. That last game, he lost it. You know, I saw something this week about Trevor Lawrence is just, Blake Bortles 2.0, right? Maybe a slightly better version of Blake Bortles. Yeah, at this point. Ooh. yeah, at this point, why not? Trevor, I mean, because he has a good game, and then he looks like the worst quarterback in the league. We just lost to a terrible, awful, no good Houston Texan team. We just gave them the first win of the season. They're probably going to win 3 the rest of the year. Stupid mistakes, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Looking through some stats here. I mean, from a stat perspective, it looks like the Jags dominated this game. 6 for 14 on third downs. Decent, not great. 0 for 3 on fourths. That's killer. 5 for 13 defensively. Allowing Texans. That's not horrible. I'd like to see. That's not bad. I'm not going to say too much. 22 to 15 on first downs. 73 total plays at 56. 422 total yards at 248. Hell, 286 passing yards for Trevor Lawrence to 132. 2 picks. One was on the Hail Mary. That came up woefully short. Hilariously short. And 26 rushing attempts for 136 yards. Most of that in the first half. Marvin Jones had a good game with 7 receptions, 104 yards. Good to see him doing some things. I always thought he'd be a very important piece this year. 6 penalties for 48 yards, and the one super crucial penalty by Trayvon Walker. That was a disastrous penalty. You can't sit here and say that it cost us the game, although you can definitely make that an option because, yeah, I mean, that led directly to the touchdown, but it shouldn't have got to that point. This should have been a blowout. Red zone, 0 for 3. They didn't score a single fucking time in the red zone. Oh, yes, they did. I'm sorry. They scored a touchdown a single time, which is something that I've brought up before. I'm like, man, this team's kind of rough in the red zone. They did it fucking again. Happened again. Trevor Lawrence is terrible right now. You can't bench him, obviously, because that's not the route to go. But you need to have serious. If you're the Jaguars organization, you're gonna have to have serious conversations right now. Because I'll tell you what, watch the game, watch the plays. The plays are there to be made. Now, yes, there was a lot of drops in this game, which was problematic too. Admittedly, not all that's on him. But at some point, you gotta make a play, man. You gotta make a play when it matters. He missed so many open balls in the beginning of the game. He didn't keep throwing over people. Who knows? Maybe the Jags win. Not a single touchdown in this game, despite 400 plus total yards. 3 red zone attempts and an awful interception. Don't even get me started on that. Just whatever the hell happened on that touchdown or that interception throw in the end zone. Look, you want to be considered a good team? Stop doing this. Stop this shit. Travis Etienne had a really nice game with 10 carries, 71 yards. You probably should have went to him more. He was the one that had it on. He also had 43 yards on 3 catches. Over 100 yards in this game. Look, I like James Robinson more anyway, but he was pretty efficient at 10 for 27. Maybe stick with that in a bit there, right? Trevor Lawrence, awful game. 25 for 47, 286, and 2 interceptions. One wasn't his fault. Didn't get sacked a single time. He just looked bad. He looked uncomfortable. I don't know what happened, but he's right now he's bad. Only 3 targets for Christian Kirk. Good job there. Zay Jones did have 8, but again, when you can't throw the freaking ball. Now, like I said, last week, was stupid to go doom and gloom, right? Not the end of the world. Shit happens. You're gonna lose games, and Philly's one of the best, if not the best team in the league right now, right? Shit happens. You're gonna lose games. But if you want to be taken seriously, you have to win this game at home against one of the worst teams in the league. Texans didn't win this game. They're a terrible, terrible franchise. They didn't win this game. Dameon Pierce had 26 carries for not even 100 yards in this game. 3-point. He sucked. He didn't suck. The Jags just did a good job of controlling that. Davis Mills looked awful at this game. The only thing he complete was short plays. The Jags had one bad series defensively, and it cost them the game. So you can't blame. Hell, I'm not even gonna blame Trayvon Walker for the stupid play he did, and it was stupid because it should have got to that point. The defense should not have to play perfect for you to win. The play calls were there. I thought the play calls were fine in this game. So maybe a fourth down call here or there. There's open guys. They either dropped the ball or it was missed completely. What a difference 2 weeks makes, right? In the NFL season. So after last week, the thought was, oh, do you still feel good? Yeah, I still feel good. I think. Stuff happened. We're gonna lose 9 more now. The season for me is you need to prove it again. Do you want me going back into doom and gloom, thinking you're gonna lose 12 games this year? Prove it. Beat the Colts next week. It's a big game. You want to be taken seriously, you gotta win it. Oh well, we defeated them 24-0 last time. Yeah, that was 3 weeks ago. Look how much has changed in 3 weeks. The Colts have won 2 of the last 3. Or last 2. Now, they haven't looked great doing it. But you can't say that about the Jags either. I can't see drops right now, but felt like seven drops in this game. Which doesn't help when your quarterback's playing like trash. When he does get it to you, you drop the ball. Oops. And wasn't just one guy. It was 3 or 4 different people I've seen at least. All first downs, all big plays. Not big plays, but in the relative sense. What's this being going for? Well, I mentioned the Jags have Indianapolis on the road next week in a giant game. And I just accidentally punned because that's who they play after that is the Giants. The Colts lose that game. I could see the tailspin could start right then if they lose next week because then they got a suddenly good Giants team. The Broncos are terrible, but I don't trust our offense. Raiders, then again got the Chiefs and the Ravens. It's tough to hold out a lot of hope right now because this game mattered. This game mattered so much more than you would think. Than it should have. And honestly, it shouldn't even been a problem. We should have went down, scored early, and been done with it. But same old Jags. Not even sure why I ever thought they were good to begin with. I don't put this on Doug Peterson. They're probably, I know how fans are in general. They'll come up with some reason why the head coach is terrible, but it wasn't Doug Peterson. This is a player's loss. It's a Trevor Lawrence loss and player's loss. Offense loss. They on the defense. Yeah, they only got 1 sack in the game. That's not great. You'd like to see a little bit more, but they did a good enough job. Can't ask for much more than what they did in this game. Again, Houston had 248 yards and only 4.4 per play. That's bad. I mean, that's on offensive level. That's pretty bad. The offense for the Texans wasn't good in this game. They weren't. The Jags were that much worse. Congratulations, you were that much worse than the Houston Texans. With Davis Mills, who's terrible. A team that is actively trying to get the number 1 overall pick this year, probably. Frustration doesn't describe it, everyone. It's more than frustration. And now with the Titans win and the Colts win 2 straight, the Jags drop now to the third in the division, and they're half a game above the Texans, who now have a tiebreaker on them. Damn. Shouldn't. This is the moment where I should tell everyone that you shouldn't get too emotionally invested in sports anyway. It's pretty fucking stupid. Your team's probably not going to be the team that wins it all anyway. But when you're a fan of a team that sucks for decades, right? And you just see the same shit week in and week out, and you go, why can't they be even? I would take being the Chargers every single fucking year over this shit. If you're out there, you're a Jags fan, you still have positive thoughts and you still have optimistic views on the season, God bless you. Because I don't. This loss, and how wasn't just losing, it was how they lost and how bad they lost. I know it was a 7 point. I'm not saying it was a blowout, but it might as well have been, because fuck was that a terrible game. I don't know what to say, guys. I'd be a while before the Jags win again. Alright, I'm going to end my rage-a-thon. Go Jags next week. Hope, the big game. Hopefully we beat the Colts. But I'm going to end this live stream here on the Lunchroom Syndicate YouTube channel. Please check out my previous, I was much happier game reviews of this year. And maybe check out some of our other videos as well. Until next time, I'm Christopher with the Lunchroom.